on. You guys have been absolutely amazing over this past week and a half of helping promote this game, allowing me to get on every TV station that would have me. Anybody in the writing world, thank you for putting it out there that we were playing, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. I thought we just had an unbelievable crowd, and if you couldn't appreciate what you had the opportunity to see today, I don't know what to do for you. You know, it's pretty amazing to watch those women play, and you know, it's one after another. It's not like you're sitting there and you're like, okay, when are they going to put the bench in? They have no bench. You know, everybody was an all-star, an All-American during their college days. And that's what makes it so much fun to watch and be a part of. So feel free.
Jeff, the final score is fairly lopsided.
Fairly.
What do you take from this? I mean, particularly after UConn played them within 15.
See, I don't worry about who played them by what, who played them. You know, Oregon beat them and we beat Oregon. At the end of the day, matchups are a big part of things. And, you know, we come out in the first quarter and I thought we moved the ball extremely well. We passed it, we knocked down shots. And when you play a team like this, you've got to hope they miss some shots, because that's what makes our national team so good, is everybody can score. So you can't just say, I'm not going to guard this one and make shots. And in the first quarter, they're 7 for 23 from the field. They missed some open shots. We did a really nice job of rebounding the ball. And then in the second quarter, they're 13-18. And a lot of them were the same shots they missed in the first quarter. It's, you know, you've got Sylvia fouls that you're trying to guard in the post. So when it goes in there, if you go in double, now you're doubling possibly off of Sue Bird, who's pretty good. I mean, it's just a list. You just go down the list, like, who are you not going to guard? And then all of a sudden, Brianna Stewart, you know, her first game back was the UConn game. And I told her after the game, I said, you looked a little bit more comfortable. She's like, after that first three I put up, that hit the backboard, I think. After that, she's like, no, I started to feel like my old self. Well, that's not good when you have to play against her. So I was pleased. I mean, there's a lot of good things that we're going to be able to take out of this game, and there are things that we need to show them. I mean, we turned the ball over 25 times. They scored 30 points off of those 25 turnovers, and a lot of them were just, we weren't strong with the basketball. And that's why I tried to explain it a couple of times out. So I said, guys, you're not playing college kids out there. It's women. It's grown women that play at the highest level. So when you're not very strong with that ball, they're taking it from you. And that's what happened a bunch of times.
Jeff, there are a few times out there where Angel would make a play. I saw you over there laughing. Was it almost nostalgic for you to watch Angel out there today?
No, it was great. You know, I laughed because I'm like, I don't remember her being that tall when we had her here. And just her getting the chance, and I thought our crowd was amazing. What an ovation they gave her at the beginning when she was introduced. And just to be able to see her out there again, you know, would have been much nicer to have her on our team. But just really excited for her, what she's done, you know, for our program, what she's done for herself. You know, I watched the video at halftime, and I even told Angel after our press conference we had on Friday, I'm like, what a difference from when you were a student athlete here to what she does now when it comes to how she handles herself in the media, how well-spoken she is. Just really, really impressive to watch.
They didn't switch a whole ton on ball screens, and so sometimes you would have, you know, Dana going against Brianna Stewart trying to drive on her. What just can those mismatches do for you guys going forward when you're going to be playing some more physical teams in the ACC?
Yeah, no, I mean, the good thing about it is we aren't going to have a switch where Brianna Stewart's going to be guarding us in the ACC. That's the one good thing about it. And then when you drive, we're normally not going to be going into Sylvia fouls. So those are a few really good things for us. But it's just, it was a wonderful experience. I'm not worried about the final score. That doesn't matter. I mean, we had 2 quarters where they absolutely kicked our tail. You know, that second and fourth quarter. Because it's not like in the first quarter or third that all of a sudden they put their reserves in. They don't have reserves. You know, but we executed. We actually passed the ball extremely well. We moved without the ball. And then we started to miss some shots. We got some great shots. Kylie had a couple great looks on 3-point shots that the first quarter went in. And then they didn't go in the second and third. And those are things you have to make those if you want a chance to really compete.
Angel talked about the level of intensity early on. One player in particular that I noticed was Yassine. Do you think that was a little bit of the Senegalese player coming out in her for the opportunity against Team USA?
Well, you know, she's actually played against them a few times in the World Cup in some different places. But Yassine's been playing like that for the past month. You know, I've been really, really pleased with how she's developed and grown. And I thought all of them did. I thought everybody got out there. We rebounded the basketball. We, boxed out. We pursued the ball. And then we made open shots. You know, Jazz makes a great take to the basket. Kylie hits a 3. And then all of a sudden you start missing. And you hang your head for a second, and before you know it's a layup at the other end for them. They had 23 fast break points. You aren't gonna win too many ball games or even have a chance to compete when you give up 23 fast break points and then 30 points off of turnovers. So, but it was great. I mean, it was I'd do it again next year if the opportunity presented itself, because these past 3 days, I can't put a price tag on it for what it's meant to our team and our staff.
Can you talk about how beneficial it was for the team to practice and to watch Team USA and even get experience with some pretty well, probably Hall of Famers?
Yeah,
and how
no,
it's going to expand on our season?
It's something that you can watch games on TV. You can sit there and go to an NBA game, you watch them on TV or however it might be, and you think you understand how strong someone is, how fast they are. But you really don't get that full appreciation until you actually get to step out on the court and compete with them, which is what took place today. A few timeouts, they're coming off the floor and like, wow, they're strong. I mean, they hit you on the screen. And things that we don't necessarily see every day at the college level. So it's something that they're going to be able to take with them, because a lot of them have aspirations of hopefully playing professionally and see, okay, this is what I've got to work on. This is what I've got to get better at. It's not just about, can I beat someone one-on-one? It's how you play without the basketball. How can you move? And then you've got to be shot ready as soon as you get it, because you don't have very long to get that thing up the way they close out and recover. But how gracious the national team was with their time to visit with our players and talk one-on-one and share their stories is something that our players will forever be indebted to them.
In terms of attacking the basket in the first quarter, your bigs really tried to take it in there despite a size disadvantage. Was that something that you told them to do maybe for a game like this, was something that they can take forward back in the ACC play?
Yeah, we tried to attack. Now the one, we didn't post up Sylvia fouls too much. I mean, it was like, hey, if you can get her to the free throw line, if you can get a little jab step and rise up and shoot the ball, that's great. And Bianca actually did a few of those, which I was really proud of her. I thought Kylie made a couple of nice post moves. And then Liz made a nice up and under move that just did not go in. But overall, I was, like I said, I was pleased. I was pleased. We have a lot of good things to show them and a lot of things we can show them that we're going to need to work on. And then if we can continue to get better with this, then throughout the ACC, we can continue to grow as a team.
It's been almost 2 months since you lost a game. Is there a part of you as a coach that wanted this kind of day just for therapeutic reasons to remind the players of what they still need to do?
No, I never like to lose. But it's one of these, I would like, again, I can take that first and third quarter and show them that, just how we competed. Like, I thought we really competed. Not that, sure, we get outscored by 2 in the third, we outscored them by 4 in the first, but we competed in those 2 quarters. Now what we've got to figure out a way to do is compete for 4 quarters. Because it's, against the national team, again, you're not going to just wear somebody out and then they put in a sub and you're like, okay, let's go after the sub. It's another all-star who's coming in. So you've got to be able to figure out a way to compete for all 4 quarters. And then I love the 24-second shot clock. I wish the men's game and our game would actually adopt that. I think it speeds the game up. I think it makes you learn the game of basketball, because you've got to learn to play without the ball and cut, because you just don't have the time. The tempo of the game is much faster. I've had the opportunity to coach FIBA basketball for many years with USA, and you go watch all these different games and countries play, and you can actually watch 2 bad teams play, and the ball moves up and down the floor. So even if you're not scoring, the up and down is what you want to see, instead of the ball sitting at one end for 27 seconds, then at the other end for 27 seconds. When it's moving, there's action. And I just think if we could figure out a way eventually to adopt a lot of FIBA rules, I think our game would continue to grow.
You touched on it earlier about how their pace of play and their depth to their lineup. How tough was it to be practically facing starters the entire game, and what adjustments did you have to make for that?
No, there's no adjustment. You're out there competing. we didn't really have any adjustments that we were trying to make, but we were trying to make sure everyone knew, hey, when you get out there, you've got to be giving it your all, because a couple times we'd miss a shot, get frustrated, and our first 2 steps would be a jog step instead of a sprint step, and then all of a sudden it turns into a layup for them, because that's one thing, they run and they run hard. So there are some learning areas from that, and being able to match up quick. You've got to be able to match up and transition extremely quick, because everybody can score.
Did you anticipate playing Dana for as long as you did, 35 minutes?
No, I was hoping to play her for about 30, but she said she felt fine, and that was my big thing. How do you feel? Do you feel okay? She's like, no, I feel great. So I was like, okay, let's go. And for us right now, Mikasa's filled in some at the point. I was really excited to see Mikasa knock down that 8 to 10 footer, because that's something she's been really working hard on, because in order for us to be as good as I think we can be in this league and make a run in March, she's got to be able to score from that area, because that's the shot everybody's given her to make. But right now, if I take Dana and play her 24 minutes, now that's a score less on the floor for us, and then we're a little bit easier to defend.
We ask you a lot about what the players gain from this, but what do you, as a coach, learn from facing a team like that, especially having a couple of days to practice with them?
Well, for us, we had the opportunity to watch them practice. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to practice with them, which would have been great if we could, but we watched them practice. And for myself, I've made it known every opportunity that I've had to work with the USA basketball has been a privilege. I'd never say no, just because I think the culture that they have is tops. I've never been around anything that the standard is as high as it is. It's gold medal or nothing. And that's what I love about it. So to have our players get the opportunity to watch them practice for 2 days and then play against them is remarkable. Because you watch them come and practice, it's like they don't hang their head. If they miss a shot, nobody hangs their head. They just get back down the floor and move on to the next play. And that takes time. It's not something that it just happens overnight. But if you want to be elite, that's what you have to learn to be able to do. And it was just, it was awesome. Just absolutely an incredible experience for us. And, I thank Carol and everybody involved with the USA Basketball for giving us an opportunity. And I thank our players, because when they asked, if we'd be interested in doing this, I knew it was going to be in February, right in the middle of our conference season. This was our bye week. So if you're beat up with nicks and bruises, this was the week you normally get, your Friday off, your Saturday off, Sunday maybe off, and come back, or practice Sunday, take Monday off. You're taking 2 or 3 days off. And we didn't do that. We took a Friday off, but then prepared Saturday and played today.
Any little nuances, though, you as a coach, that you pick up from watching your coaches and how they interact, or game strategy?
Well, game strategy, the one hard thing about game strategy is like, you're looking at who's out there. Like, we don't have a 6'4" 3 player like Brianna Stewart. So you can change a lot of things that you can do. But as a coach, yes, that's one thing I love watching them at practice, how they do things, what they demand. And then it's great because as our players are watching, they're then realizing, their coaches never tell them to go hard, because that's just what they do. They never have to tell them to go rebound, because that's what they do. And it was really neat because our players are up there going, man, they just coach. I go, no, at this level that the national team's playing at, you're not trying to get anybody to go hard. Because then if I've got to try to get somebody to go hard on that team, they just move to the next player on their pool of players. So you actually get the chance to coach. I said it, I think it was three Septembers ago, I had the opportunity to go out to Santa Barbara to work a camp with the national team. And Don Staley was in charge of it, because she's our national team head coach, and I worked with the post players. And she's like, here's 15 minutes, I need you to work on these 5 things. I said, okay, sounds great. After 6 minutes, we were finished. Like, you don't tell them twice. Normally with my kids, I've got to go over things 3 or 4 times to make sure they get it, and then do it again. With professionals, it's what they do for a living. It was honestly, in 6 minutes, we'd finished 5 things and gone through it twice. And every one of them did it exactly right. And I just kind of looked at Don, I said, yeah, we're finished. It's just amazing how they approach things, which was great for our team to see. And that's something that we can learn from. Thank you all so much. You guys are fantastic. It was awesome.